Did you see that whole debacle last night at the Oscars?
I did.
Whew. Open hand slap? I mean, what do you think about that?
I thought at first, I was like, there's no way that was real. Like, I thought it's got to be staged. But then you see the slow-mo, and I'm like, yeah, that was real. I thought it was pretty awesome. I mean, I thought it made that more entertaining. I don't like the Oscars at all, but I was entertained after that. I sort of checked in to see what was going to happen when I saw. I was hoping that there might be more fireworks, but there wasn't. But it was. I found it more entertaining than typical award show.
Because the debate we're having, did Chris Rock go too far? I said he's a comedian. It's his job. He always makes fun of the people in the front row. All the hosts do, and comedians over the years have made personal comments. Did he go too far in your view?
Doesn't she have a medical condition that makes her hair fall out?
Yes. Alopecia.
I think that's too far.
Thank you.
If you have something, if you have something wrong with you, I think all the rest of it's fair game. Like that they're publicly an open couple and all that stuff. If you want to trash that, I'm okay with. But when it's something somebody can't do anything about, I think it's a little too far.
Don't make fun of my hair, then. I'm just saying.
Matt Holliday.
Or my weight.
Just so you know.
There you go.
Yeah, but you can control that. Your weight.
Well, he's got a thyroid problem.
You can control your weight.
He's got a thyroid problem.
Hold on.
I need cheeseburgers.
All I'm saying is, I just want everybody to know that Matt Holliday, I said the exact same thing that you said. I didn't say I condoned how Will Smith reacted. I thought that Chris Rock making a joke about a woman who is bald because of alopecia, I called it punching down. And I think Matt Holliday agrees, and everybody else in this studio is on the other side.
Not true, Seth.
Slapping down.
I'm
That's not
glad,
true.
I'm
Seth
glad to be on the
agreed
side
with
of Matt Holliday.
Seth agreed with you.
That's
Charlie.
fine. I could be on the other side. That's fine.
No,
with me. I'm with you, Charlie.
Thank
I
you.
just think that I just think that, what's the lady going to do about it? That's not, to go after a woman, like if it was a man losing his hair, like that's all fair game.
Maddie, though.
She's saying
she's worth
right.
millions. She's right. No, come on. She's fair game.
Charlie just did the
did
X
the
Pac
DX.
thing.
Hold on a second.
She's fair.
No, you're saying.
Did you just do the X Pac
I did it to you guys. So you're saying, okay, you're saying because
That's too
somebody's
far.
rich,
What's she doing?
because somebody has money, that you can just say anything about them because they're rich.
Yes.
No.
Yes, and you're a celebrity. You're damn right.
You're a public figure.
Yes, you're damn right.
You're punching
Well,
down
then
at
you
a
could
woman.
Get slapped.
Yes, you can get
He
slapped.
can say whatever he wants, but finally somebody's husband was like, "You can't say that." And
Thank you.
My thing is this, Matt. My thing is this. First of all, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but she is a public, figure, made a ton of money. They got, like, in a way, if you're a public figure, you got to have a thicker skin. But my thing is, even if he wanted to say something to defend his wife, perfectly within his rights. But did he have to do it in the middle of an international broadcast? Couldn't he have waited till the show ended and then start the trouble? It told me that
everybody's talking about it. So they're all about show business. So to me, it gets everybody talking. So they win basically. Everybody's talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock today. So, I think otherwise nobody would have even acknowledged that show really even happened. So I think they win all around. So, I don't have a problem with a guy smacking another guy for saying something about his wife. And I don't have a problem with, Chris Rock making fun of him next time he sees him. So I think it's one of those deals where it's all about show business. And, he said something about his wife. He went up there and smacked him in the face. And everybody's talking about it. And now, we just move on.
Now, the other thing that everyone's talking about in terms of baseball is Albert Pujols coming to the Cardinals. Your thoughts on that?
Ooh.
Is that a done deal? I caught wind of it last night a little bit on Twitter. I didn't know if that was just somebody making it up or dreaming on it, or is that actually real, Jim? Are you a Cardinal insider?
Yeah, I'm staying out of it. I haven't even been to spring training, so I'm staying out of it until my boots are on the ground there. But from the reports on the social media are that it's a done deal pending him passing the physical. And it came from legitimate sources.
Okay.
So
great. I think that's great. That's exciting. I can't imagine that won't be a really cool Albert coming back, sort of finishing his career in St. Louis, playing with Yachty and Waino and what possibly could be their last years. He still can hit and DH with a DH now, and if you face left-hand pitching, and I think he's a threat. So that's great. I'm excited that's a good signing, and I think it'll be a really cool environment on opening day when Albert gets announced next to Yachty and Waino. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So, Matt, a guy like Albert Pujols that has accomplished everything, and he's going to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's 21 homers from 700. That would be a tall order to do that this year if he's basically going to be a DH against lefties. I mean, just kind of put us in, as a former player yourself, how much do you think it means to Albert to hit that 700? I mean, if he's 6 short after this season, do you think he's 100% coming back to get 700?
I think that's an individual thing. I'm not sure, what, I don't know about, I haven't talked to him about it. And I don't, some guys are numbers are really important, and, that's sort of a milestone that he'll do, or anybody, let's say a person, whether they're trying to get to 300 or 400 or 700. Sometimes you'll do anything you can to get that opportunity because you want that number. And then some guys, the number doesn't really mean anything, and it's just kind of they're just going to play until it's time to not play, and so I'm not sure. I think the one thing is 20. You figure would you say 21 home runs?
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw pictures of him. He looks really good. He's in really good shape. So you never know. Maybe he gets hot, especially with the DH. If you get hot. Which he's capable of getting hot, and if, the shifting rules, I haven't seen is the shift rule in effect? Is it really 2 guys on each side of the base? Is that finalized, or do we know?
That's probably going to be for next season.
Okay, so not this season. Okay, I was going to say, I think that if he gets hot, with the DH role, he could get more playing time than just sort of the left-handed platoon and some pinch hits. So 21 could be in a real possibility if I don't know. So maybe he does try to come back and play next year. I just know that, it'd be interesting to hear his take on 700, but I think that's different for everybody.
So earlier in the show, Cam Jansen asked what I thought was a great question, because we were talking about.
Nice job, Cam.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, dude.
Well, you can, Matt, you can weigh in if you also think it was. So he asked, why at this point in his career can Albert Pujols still hit lefties and not hit righties as well? And then I was looking up his career splits, and he's hit righties and lefties basically for his career about the same. So why do you think, or as a player ages, as Albert gets into his 40s, why do you think he can still hit lefties, but the righties are trouble when they weren't trouble for him for the majority of his career?
What are the splits the last few years?
Okay, so his career, I have his career right here. It's 297 righties, average 299 lefties, on base 373 righties, 380 lefties, slug 536 righties, 567 lefties. So very, very similar. I'll find last year. It's drastic. It's like a 180 batting average versus righties, and he's about 300, maybe 280 with a lot of power still versus lefties.
Yeah, Cam, I would say that the shift is a part of that. So right-hand pitchers, they make the ball go down and away from you as a right-hand hitter. And so you can get away with kind of reaching out and hooking that ball in the 6 hole on say a right-handed slider going down and away from you. If you're a guy that pulls the ball a lot, which early in his career Albert hit the ball a lot the other way, but I'd say probably the last 6 or 7 years he's done most of his damage to the pull side. So when they shift you and you mistime it, it's particularly on the slider going down and away, it ends up being a ground ball to the pull side. And the way they shift and Albert's not running as good as he used to run, it's an out every time, and so the ball is tracking away from you as a right-handed hitter hitting against a right-handed pitcher. So your swing has to be a little bit more precise and inside the ball, maybe slightly giving up a little bit of pull power, which Albert is I think is doing more of now, is looking to pull the ball for home runs, where in his younger days, he hit more home runs to center and maybe a little bit to right center. So I think it's just it's one of those things. When you get a little bit older, you I guess your role. You look at your role. His role is to hit home runs, and I think he feels like, excuse me, his role is to hit home runs, and at this point in his career, you're trying to pull home runs, and so that lends itself to it's tougher to do that against right-hand pitchers. I mean, lefties, the ball typically, especially their breaking balls coming towards you, you can pull it easier and hit more home runs on the ball coming towards you, and so I think that would probably be my explanation for it. I don't know. I'd have to look at a lot of his tape, watch a lot of his swings to give you maybe a more in-depth answer. But I would say traditionally that would be the cause.
I would assume it's different from player to player, how as you get older and more advanced in your career, how you might have to adapt because of how your body changes or your reactions change. How did you see any of that, and how did you deal with it if that happened to you?
I never felt any real physical limitations that caused me to sort of change anything major. I didn't play as long as he has. Obviously, he's my age, so he's 42, so he's played. I haven't played in a few years, so everybody's different in how their body, sort of injuries you've had, or how well you take care of yourself, or sort of what limitations you might have. But I never had to make any major adjustments based on physical limitations or what I felt like. I always thought, as the velocity gets higher, you have to be, and it continues to rise, you have to be that much more precise, and your swing has to be that much more tight. And you don't get a lot of the fourth and fifth starters anymore that are pitching in the high 80s, low 90s. Basically, your room for error it just continues to be less with the velocity climbs and how people are using their pitchers. So I'm sure as he's at 42 years old and the pitching velocity is, I think the average fastball is somewhere climbing from 93, probably will be a little bit higher on the average fastball this year. There's going to be adjustments. I mean, you can't, your body doesn't move as fast at 42 as it did at 21. So it takes a lot. You start to use your brain more and have to use your experience more than just your physical talent.
Hey, Matt, we want to switch over to March Madness real quick. Of the Final Four teams remaining, who do you have winning?
I'll take Duke just because they seem to have this magic Coach K momentum going. They seem to have the highest end talent as far as having a couple first-round picks. And I don't know. North Carolina's playing really well, which I've been watching a little bit more of them. I didn't watch much of them during the season. I mostly watched Big 12 basketball. So they have some really good talent as well. Kansas, I think Kansas has a shot. I got a chance to watch them this year here in Stillwater. I would have said coming in, I wouldn't have given them much of a chance, but they're playing pretty well. So I think the cool thing is that you can envision any of the four sort of blue blood college basketball schools winning it. So I think if you made me put money on it, I'd probably pick Duke.
I'm taking North Carolina. That's what I'm taking.
Nice.
Take your shirt off and spin it around like a helicopter.
I could be on board with that.
I had Gonzaga winning it all. So I mean, no one likes to hear about anyone else's brackets, but I had Gonzaga beating Nova in the championship game. My guess is though, since I hadn't seen anyone tweet about our brackets that we filled for the show, Charlie wasn't doing well, because I know that if you were doing great, I would have seen tweets about it.
I actually did check our brackets. I think I can win. Seth, again, nobody cares about this. I think if Villanova wins, Seth might win. I don't know.
Did you have him winning at all?
Yeah, but I think one of you guys have them in the championship.
I do.
So if they lose in the championship, then I gain no points on you for that.
And we have no real set structure on points or anything to figure out who won.
First of all, Matt Holliday doesn't
Just
care
a
about
judgment
this.
call?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we did the whole First round is 1 point. Second round is 2. Elite 8 is 3.
He's part of the show. He's interested.
He doesn't care about our bracket.
Yeah, he's not.
How about this? I got a college question, though. So Big 12, what do you think is going to happen? I saw a report maybe Boise State, obviously with Texas, Oklahoma leaving. What do you think is going to happen to the Big 12?
Boise State, I haven't seen that. No, I just heard, I thought it was just BYU, Central Florida, Cincinnati, and Houston, right? That's the last information I had, that they would join. I think BYU is supposed to join next year maybe, and then the other schools in a couple years, and that OU and Texas probably won't be leaving till 25. I don't know. I'm not up to date. I'm not current on that, Charlie. You probably know better than I do, but Boise State seems a little far. They seem a little bit one sport heavy, the Big 12 to me. So I don't know if that's a great one, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not always right, but that one doesn't make as much sense as like I say, Houston. That makes great sense. So it's going to be a much more challenging as far as travel goes conference in the near future with BYU and Central Florida. But I definitely think the conference is still going to be extremely competitive in sports. And so it's not going to take a huge step back, particularly, in baseball where I'm involved. Texas obviously is really good, to lose them, but Central Florida's got a good baseball team, and Houston's got a good baseball team, and Utah or BYU has a good baseball team. So I'm not sure about Cincinnati's team, but I think it's still going to be a very competitive baseball conference.
Very cool. And yeah, there was just a report that if they were to expand again, it could potentially be Boise State and Memphis.
Yep, that would be a wide conference.
Hey, Matty, last one from me. We'll let you go. Appreciate you coming on. You coming back to St. Louis anytime soon? I wouldn't mind taking you to the Post and buying you a cheesesteak.
I'm not sure. We will be back this summer. We have our Holliday Heroes dinner for the Homers for Health program. Leslie and I are doing the Family Christian Day this year at the ballpark. So I will be back a couple times, which I'll make sure that we link up, but just don't bring Jim and we're good.
I was just gonna offer. I know times are tight. I was gonna offer you could stay at our house. We have a couple of guest rooms.
Like old times.
We were neighbors. Everyone knows that. We were neighbors, right next to each other.
It's nice, man.
Yeah.
No, we won't. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate you coming on, and of course, you come back in town. I think we owe you at least a lovely cheesesteak from the Post. They're the best of the best.
Plus, we want to get you in studio. That would be awesome.
There's a lot of things we want to do with you, Matty. Just so you know.
You guys have a studio?
Yeah, we do.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, we do.
It's a nice one, and we would send Nate out to pick you up and bring you to the studio.
Yes, absolutely.
Sweet. Well, if I can't find anything else to do, I'll come in.
Well, thank you for being on. I messed up the arrangements last time.
Yeah.
Had some issues trying to get on my cruise, and it kind of got away from
me. How'd that go, Jim?
It was a great cruise, but we almost missed it because our flight was canceled. It's a whole long. Then we had to Uber from Fort Myers just to make it under the wire. It was crazy.
Alligators everywhere.
From Fort Myers to where?
To Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
Just
so
to make
you don't have a lot of money left over.
There were no flights, and we had to go to Fort Myers just so we could make it on the boat and make sure that the kid had his trip because he was going to be upset.
Wow. So you're going to be working hard this year.
He is.
Yes, sir. I always do. You know that.
And if I can just finish with the fact that Matt agreed with me about the Will Smith thing.
And Seth.
He's just being nice.
And Seth. And just so you know, Matt, it just proves the cowardice of everybody on the show because we argued about this for 45 minutes.
Yeah, we did.
I was the only one standing up for that side.
I'm surprised Camden wasn't all in favor of the march up the thing. It's
not at all.
Face. I mean, I would figure that'd be like right up your alley. That'd
Smacking people in the face up my alley? Nah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You'd have gone full punch.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it, And I just feel like she's fair game. I mean, she's not just some random wife that's not in the spotlight that does something at home that just hangs with the kids at home. No, she's in the damn spotlight. She's fair game.
She's famous.
She's famous. She's sitting up front. They act like, no, everybody gets
So
chirped.
what's the line? What if she had cancer?
Well, she didn't.
Okay, but she has a disease.
I guess I didn't know the severity of whatever that
not dying.
alopecia or whatever that. What did you call it?
It's called alopecia.
Alopecia, mate. I think that's that grows hair.
You
Alopecia.
got to keep using it though.
I didn't know the severity. I don't know the severity of that. I just assume when someone says medical condition, I'm like, hey, easy. You can't talk smack on medical condition. But if it's just a little like, hey, your hair will be back soon type deal, then I could be swayed over to their side.
Yes.
She could buy hair.
No,
She could buy hair.
No, you know what?
No.
We were fine before.
No.
Everything
now,
is good.
now he's opening his eyes.
That's what happens when you ask for clarification.
This is not something that's growing back. She's talked about this for like 2 years.
Yeah, well,
It was a hair thing.
She looks beautiful
She's
anyway.
overcome it.
Yes.
She's a multi-millionaire
Thank you, Jim.
superstar.
Thank you. Maddie, thank you as well. We'll see you when you come into St. Louis, man.
All right, guys.
All right,
See
see
ya.
you, buddy. Oh,
He's
well,
great.
He's the best.
Finally, a quality segment.
That was a
again.
good segment.
He's
And
also like a pretty fair-minded, rational guy. That you kind of talked him out of agreeing with you, which I
No.
And the other thing is, well, I get constantly bombarded that I'm not nice to Seth. Seth was very clear that you think he went too far, Chris Rock. Yet when we had the big celebrity former baseball star on, you said you agree with me. When Seth was also in agreement, you didn't feel that was.
That's right.
You didn't feel that was enough backup for you.
I'm kind of indifferent, honestly. I don't agree with either side. I don't think he should have made the comment, but at the same time, that was an extreme overreaction. It wasn't life-threatening or
that was what
anything.
Charlie's
That's all.
position.
You got to pick one or
That's
the
it.
other. It's radio.
No, that's what Matt Holliday originally said. He framed it much better because I'm not good at my job. He said, look, I think he went too far, and I also have no problem with Will Smith smacking him.